I'm Richard. I'm Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Joe. That's Joe, one girl on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon. Check out on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm Vivian at Livestream on the MakeCode forums.
Guys, I almost forgot to do the help desk theme song.
What?
It's the MakeCode help desk, helping folks with their problems. MakeCode help desk is filmed before a live studio audience.
Beautiful. Are you guys ready to answer some questions and maybe create more? Okay, first question. I'm just going to go down the forum list, and if anybody in chat has questions, feel free to drop them. I feel like chat, you get priority since you're here. But okay, let's go from the beginning. Energy Game Central asks, at Richard, as the creator of the exceedingly useful settings extension, will there be a settings that save images, true, false, variables, and even tile maps? Smiley face.
I can add those, I guess. Probably not tile maps. That's a bit too much. See, the problem is you only have so much data that you can store. And I'm thinking that maybe what we should do is just remove that cap on the simulator and just make it for hardware.
Wait. Sorry. Can you guys hear Richard? Sorry. Not you, Joey. Yeah. That's. Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Let me fix.
So you didn't hear me do the theme song?
Yes, says yes.
Oh, wait. No.
Then no.
Okay. Let me. Richard, say some ridiculous things so then people are sad they can't hear. Richard is kind of quiet, but you can hear him.
We're gonna do the extended version of the theme song now. It's the MakeCode help desk. MakeCode help desk. MakeCode help desk. We're helping folks with their problems. MakeCode help desk is filmed before a live studio audience.
Try again.
MakeCode help desk. MakeCode. Oh, okay.
Okay. We're great now. Sorry, you guys missed Richard's question. Should we ask again, so they can capture your beautiful voice?
Yeah. So the question that we were saying was the settings extension. Could we add more data types to that? And the answer is yeah, totally. I can. I'll add some more. And I think that the problem is right now that you can only store so much data because that's all you have on hardware, right? And so we made the simulator match the hardware. But I'm thinking maybe we should just remove that restriction and just make the simulator be able to store as much as you want, so you can store complex stuff. I probably won't do tile maps though.
Okay, cool. People hate tile maps, so that makes sense. Wait, Joey, you have something to say?
Not really. I mean, I made it a quick extension for setting storage because I needed that for a game a while ago. So I posted that in the Twitch chat. But that's it.
Nice. Next question's for Shannon at Chicago. Will there be a tag for competitions and MakeCode and stuff like that? Frowny, confused face?
Confused face. We could add one. I don't know if we've had enough competition traffic to justify a tag yet. But I think we tend to add tags when it's like, oh, this thing has been showing up on the forum a lot. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then finally, for everybody probably, will there be another Minecraft live stream? Shocked face.
Almost certainly.
Almost certainly. Yep. And then of the things that they want to see us do Minecraft, it's a little bit, it's like a lot speedrun, a lot coding, a lot headquarters, and 2 times the amount of that building competition coding enabled. So
Yeah, I think building competition would be a lot of fun. We just go into a flat world and then we do a building competition.
we have chat saying we want a speedrun tag, please.
I have a question for chat, which is, does that mean like a tag for games that, so like you make a game and you're like, people should speedrun this, or it's for like posts where you like did a speedrun of a game?
Yeah, you thought this help desk was just us answering questions. It's you too. Everybody answers questions here. Chat, you work on the answer. Should we move on?
Mm-hmm.
To unsigned Arduinos. Hot question. Next game jam? Smiley face?
We have nothing to report.
Sorry?
We have nothing to report.
Oh, well, I have something to report, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, probably in December. So CS Education Week is in December, and we're almost definitely doing something that will line up with that. So that will be the next big one. We have talked about like some, smaller forum-centric things. I don't think there's any concrete plans now, but if anything happens between now and December, it would be like a short, sort of informal thing without like.
Shannon and I want to start doing mini jams that are just for the forum that we don't like hype up. And these will be things that like last a week. There won't be much hype. It'll just be something like make an extension or, take this game and mod it or things like that. So hopefully we'll have some of those coming. But yeah, we should probably just get the ball rolling on that, shouldn't we, Shannon?
I would like to do at least one between now and December. So I think we need to just like figure some stuff out. There's a little bit of prep required, but
there won't be like cool GIFs and things for these.
And not like we're not gonna do like prizes or like forum titles either. But
yeah, it's for fun.
Sorry, Vivian, you were saying?
I'm the voice of the people. I demand to know, what's the theme gonna be?
Oh, it probably won't be like they're gonna be more like specific concepts. So it'll be like we give you a template and like you design a level and then we'll like play through the levels or something.
But for the one in December, we don't know the theme yet, so we'll let you know once we know, or we won't.
Okay, our curiosities have not been quenched, but fine.
Maybe we should only release the theme after the game jam's over. So they just got to make their own game, and then we can determine how well it fits to the theme afterwards.
Interesting thought. Don't worry, we're going to keep Joey away from this.
Okay. Next question from Girl Who Code, who is a game jammer. Could it be possible to add custom colors in arcade or new colors? Inquisitive face.
Yes, so it is possible to add your own colors in arcade, but it's a little tough to do. So I want to say very explicitly, I have some instructions for doing this on the forum, and they have a lot of warnings in them. Don't ignore those warnings because they are quite. I don't have the link right now, but we'll put it in the post for this. There are like a lot of things with the that can cause it to break your project. So you only ever want to do it on a brand new project when you haven't written any code in yet. But you can switch the colors to be any 16 colors. You can never have more than 16 colors on the screen at a time. And if you don't want to mess with the thing that can possibly break your project, the easy way to do it is to go into extensions, add Joey's wonderful color fading extension. And then go into here and set your color palette. So I'm going to just take the set color palette block, or it'll make it grayscale. And now you can see that my MakeCode help desk logo is in grayscale. So you can do this. There's a bunch of built-in color palettes, and if you want to do a custom one, you can also do it by like setting each individual color by number, right? So if I wanted to replace the cyan, which is color number 9, then I would set color 9 to be, I don't know.
Purplish?
There we go. I made it like reddish, yeah.
Oh, mostly red, yeah.
Mostly red. So this is the safe way to do it. And it also makes it so that you can like, do it at runtime in your game too, right? So like I can make it so that when something happens, I press A, or I can do a cool effect with some pauses where I do like, well, no, I want it to be really high. So want to do like 200, 200, 200. I'm going to put another pause here and flashing light warning.
Oh my goodness.
But if I want to, yeah, so if you're sensitive to lights, please look away from the screen for a moment. What? You want me to not do this?
No, this is probably fine. Maybe 500 milliseconds.
I'll do it really slow. So I was gonna do a lightning effect, but yeah, so you could do something like this. It's cool. Like I said, the only real restriction is you can only have 16 colors on the screen at any time.
Yeah, 15 plus transparency.
Well, you can also have
Think
black.
about that before. In addition? Oh, I see. Yeah, if it's just transparency all the way through. Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Okay, some random guy asks Richard, are we ever getting text arrays in the settings extension?
Oh, we already answered that. Yeah, I'll add some stuff like that. I don't know if it's going to be in the same settings extension or if we'll put it in like a more advanced one, but I'll add some stuff to the settings extension to make it a bit more useful. The one thing to note, like I said, is that we need to figure out what we're going to do for the number of stuff you can store because it's limited right now. But I think we can come up with something. But you got to be careful if you're doing it on hardware because if you store too much stuff, you'll just clear the storage.
Okay, cool. Next we have a bevy of questions from Omnis Imperium. Number 1, will there ever be any support for embedding games without the cyan emulator border thing? So it's just the screen, like when exporting to something like itch.io.
Ooh, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that. We talked about that before. We wanted to do something to that effect. I also have like mostly written changing the color theme of the embedded simulator. We just have to decide what we want to do with that, how we want to make it actually usable for people. Because right now it's just like you have to pass a bunch of parameters and nobody will understand how to do it. So how would we make that useful and interesting? But yeah, eventually.
Yep. So both of these things are going to happen. We don't really have an ETA right now, but hopefully sometime this year. Hopefully.
Nice. Number 2, are there any plans to add prizes to game jams?
So we've done prizes in the past, but it makes it a lot more complicated for us to run game jams. So it's easier for us to not do a prize, and then we can do the game jam, more easily. Shannon, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so it's not that there's no plans to add prizes, but if we do, it'll be much less frequent. So and we'll like the ones where we do prizes, we will announce like much further in advance because if there's prizes, then we want to like hype it up more, etc. So I think it's likely that at some point in the future we will have a game jam with prizes. But those will probably happen on the order of like, once or twice a year instead of our like game jam frequency, which is like 3 or 4 times a year, 4 or 5 times a year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lots more paperwork.
Yeah.
We don't care about paper. We want prizes, Joe. No. Yeah, that makes sense. Number 3, how do you add new color palettes to Richard's image converter? And they included a link to the PXD Arcade asset tool.
So if you just download the palette in like a compatible format, you can just drag and drop it into the thing. So compatible formats there's a bunch of different palette things. I know I support the one that GIMP uses and also .hex files. The easiest way to do it is just create a text file, go into it, put all of your colors on a separate line. And by colors, I mean you just put the 6 numbers, no $, nothing else. Just put those 6 numbers that makes up the RGB color on each separate line, and then rename it to whatever .hex and drag it in. And that should add the color palette.
Oh, and we have a question, which is, where do you ask the questions? And feel free to just drop your questions in chat. We're looking off of a list that we had on the forums. But chat is also a valid method. Question, want a cookie? I want a cookie. What kind of cookies is your guys' go-to cookie?
That's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
I do like snickerdoodles.
I'll tell you, my go-to is like, chocolate chip, but with lots of things thrown in. So like some oatmeal for like extra chew, and like nutmeg because it's yummy. Maybe some cinnamon. That's the kind of cookie I make. I don't know if it's a kind. I just make them. Shannon and Joey?
I think the only one I ever actually like go out of my way, like I'll eat most cookies, but the only one I ever go out of my way for is like 2 or 3 times a year I'll go for just like a generic sugar cookie, like even just from Wendy's or something like that, just normal sugar cookie because it's just like it's its own taste. I don't know why. Just get a hankering for it.
Like the frosted ones, though, right? Not like the.
I mean, I don't mind those. I'm fine with just normal ones.
Oh, okay. I do like the frosted ones, preferably if the frosting is pink.
Yeah, I think the frosted ones are more understandable. I feel like it's weird to explicitly want the generic dry sugar cookie.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything, but.
This is a very specific thing. I guess sometimes you're just like, I really need to eat this one thing.
Yeah.
I think mine is ginger snaps or like some like some like mint chocolate thing, like the
Shannon, that's not a cookie
Girl
flavor.
Scout ones.
I have to agree with Vivian here. That's not really a cookie flavor.
They sell them. It's like a Girl Scout cookie kind.
Oh.
Thin mints.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shannon.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, you're
Chocolate
right.
Revoke my
and
statement.
They do cheap like off-brand ones, which is usually what I get. But
Mm-hmm. Okay.
tell us in the chat what your favorite cookies are.
Yeah. We have another question from Stepnoblade, which is, do you guys know any other programming languages other than D&D, which I'm assuming stands for drag and drop? Yes. Wait, who wants to go first? Yeah.
So I'll go first by just saying what we make MakeCode in. So as some of you may know, we're the developers on the MakeCode team. So we make this website and the other stuff. And we're not the only ones. There's other folks who help us out. Many of them are on stream sometimes, like Daniel and Hassan. But there's still more who haven't been on stream before. And our website is written using a language called TypeScript. It's kind of based off of JavaScript, and it's actually the same thing you get when you go into this JavaScript editor. We also do a lot of, these aren't really programming languages, but like HTML and CSS. We have some C# that we do, some just plain old JavaScript. And other than that, I mean, I have experience with Python. I like OCaml. Yeah.
We do have a little C#. We mostly have C++.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I need to find that C# part.
It's all backend.
Yeah, it's all backend.
Yeah. I guess I'll go next. About like the same basic level, like the ones that we work on in the editor. I started with Java when I was like 6 years ago when I was into freshman year in college. Did a little bit of Python, a little bit of R and MATLAB, I think was it? Yeah, something like that. And generic other smattering of them like PHP and stuff. I'm blanking what else.
We have a
That's
question
about
in
it.
chat as R as in Ruby.
R is in the statistical programming language.
Yeah,
it's
there's a
mainly
programming
used for like
language called
statistics and making graphs and pretty stuff like that.
Data science.
Mm-hmm. Shannon?
Yeah, by far the one I use most frequently is, TypeScript, JavaScript. I have previously done things in like Python, Java. I really liked Swift. I did like brief iOS app development, and Swift is fun. But, yeah.
Yeah. I think same with Joey for me, like you got some Java, C++ stuff that you do in school, but I feel like the only language I was ever really good at was C until I joined this team, and then I learned TypeScript and the likes. So I feel like I've just gotten to the point where maybe I know TypeScript better than C. No, I feel like I still know C better than Okay, the other day I found out that you can just have an exclamation mark after things in TypeScript. Isn't that crazy? That's madness.
Yeah.
And then you can just use ands to be like, yeah, just ignore the rest of this if this doesn't work. That's wild. Sorry, Joe.
Well, yeah, the exclamation mark afterwards is just like a special. That's just a TypeScript oddity for if you have a certain compiler flag on. That's totally understandable.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's like a bunch of things. I'm still. I thought I had a good. Daniel is here. Wait, let me add Daniel. In the meantime,
yeah, I think we all have worked in many programming languages, because one thing that you find out is that once you learn one programming language really well, or maybe two, it becomes way easier to switch programming languages around. You just kind of get a talent for like knowing, things that happen in programming languages, and you can go between them much more easily.
The questions for research.
Answer this question.
Yeah, Daniel.
As instigator.
Sorry, I got lost between joining the call and then losing stream. What are we discussing? Just the coding languages still? Our first programming languages? Yeah. So I guess I also just started in Java. My first exposure was back in college. Started with Java, then did some C++, then some what else have I done? C#. I worked in .NET recently, so C# was pretty important. C#, Visual Basic. Those are mainly the ones I've done, and then like I've been doing some Python as well when I used to teach in TOs. So that was fun, and a bunch of drag and drop stuff as well. So those are the main ones I've had to deal with. And now TypeScript, I guess.
I think it's really common to do Java and then C++ when you're like our ages. I think it's changing now to be more Python as a first programming language in a lot of places. But Java and then C++ was definitely how I did it.
Mm-hmm. I also want to, people in chat have been saying, it's Scratch, blocks. I would like to shout out blocks, which I genuinely really enjoy as a programming language. We do our work in TypeScript, but blocks are fun. You can do a ton with them.
Yeah. So like when I write games in Arcade in my free time, I do it with blocks. I don't use TypeScript or JavaScript because I just prefer doing it in blocks. It's more fun. So I think blocks get a bad rap, but it's real programming. It's a lot of fun.
One more thing that's like tangentially related here, but I always find it fun. Like we make a website, right? We make a lot of cool stuff, and you can make MakeCode stuff. We're also kind of secretly like a programming languages compiler team because we have a lot going on in that realm. So it's kind of fun.
It's true.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to go back to the forum list, but chat, feel free to keep on posting questions in the chat, and we'll answer them as we go. Next question is there any way I can import an MP3 music file and play it inside MakeCode?
No. That would be cool, though.
That would be cool. Okay, another question from Omnis Imperium. Is there any way to have a wall only cover certain sections of a tile, like making a circular tile and having the wall only cover the circle and leave the rest be?
So I've been thinking about this because you might have seen on the forum, I did a demo a long time ago of slopes, being able to go up slopes and all of that stuff. And I had to basically rewrite the physics engine to do that. But it's actually pretty complicated. And I think the hardest part is honestly the UI, like being able to come up with how to define the geometry of a tile. But the answer is no. That's something that's really cool. And I think that, maybe we'll think about it in the future, but I don't think we have any plans at all right now to do anything like that.
We'd probably have to be a complete split to a second physics engine. You just have a block to choose or something, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right?
But hey, maybe we'll rewrite the physics engine at some point. Could happen.
I've only done it 3 times personally.
I've done it twice personally.
Okay, cool. We have another question from chat from Skepnoblade, which is, how old are you guys? How old do you think we are? I want to hear your guesses.
I do want to hear the guesses. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like we had this before, and we got guesses before, and they were great.
Yeah.
Should we go in order of youngest to oldest? Or no, wait, I want.
Sure, but also we should make it clear that no one who is currently on the stream has to answer this.
Oh, yeah. You can just lie and nobody will know either. I think I'm youngest. I'm 24. I'm 24.
I should be next. 26.
27.
28.
Richard.
Also 28.
No, we were counting. Richard.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now the mystery has been shattered. Oh man. Okay. Next up from the forums, we have: is there any way to check if the player uses a certain key synced to the beat of some music, like the rhythm shooter / boxing game I suggested way back when?
Okay. Well, let's try and code up a little demo for that, maybe. So you want to be able to play sounds and also check the button at the same time, right? And so I think the easiest way to do that is to do something like, you want to have a loop that's playing your sounds. So a forever loop is pretty good for that. Let me drag out another one. I haven't. Let me reshare my screen with audio real quick. Okay. So the stream's gonna get messed up for a second. All right, we're fixed. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's say we're playing like just a few tones, and I'm sorry if this is really loud. I have no idea how loud this is going to be.
Probably not.
How is it?
Sounds fine for us.
All right, cool. Okay, so we're going to make it so that we just have a tone going. We don't want it to go constantly like this. This is annoying. So we'll put in a rest for a half beat also. And we want to do some timing events. So we want to see if they push the button in time with this thing that is currently playing. So one way we could do that is using the on A button pressed event. So when we do the on A button pressed, we want to see, like, are we at a time right now where it should be happening? So I think that the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to make a variable. It's going to be called next beat time. All right. And so what I'm going to do is, after we play a tone, I'm going to set our next beat time to be whatever it is in the future. So to get that time, I'm going to use math. I'm going to do a plus. I'm going to get the current time in our game. So that's this time since start. And I'm going to add half a beat. So let me find the music, get one of these. There you go. So now I've got the time that they should be pressing the button. And so what I can do now is, when they do press the button, I will compare how close they are. And I'm going to make another variable real quick, which is going to be did press. So when we set this next beat time, we're also going to set did press to be false. And this is just to make it so you can't just match the button and get it right, you know. Right. So now I'm going to, on this A button press, I'm going to do an if to see if we have pressed yet. So we're going to say if not did press. Then we're going to set it to be true. And we're going to compare how close we are to this time. So I need to print some stuff out to the screen. So I'm just going to do transparent sprite. It's the easiest way to do that. And I'm going to have it say are different. So let's see. We're going to do time since start minus next beat time. Right, I'm getting better. Now I'm not. Okay, well, anyway, right, you can see how this is kind of working, right? So I'm showing the number of milliseconds that I'm off when I press this button. And the nice thing about this is it'll make it so that we can always make sure that we only press once, so I can't mash it. It's always going to go only once per beat. And we can also check to see if we're wrong, if we missed it entirely, by going inside of here and saying,
Richard, real quick, can you mute it while you're coding? I think people are having trouble hearing you when when you're talking and the sound is going.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'll go over this code again real quick, just so that we get everything. Like everything is clear. So I'm going to right here say miss. All right, so we're playing a tone for half a beat, then we're resting for half a beat. Every time we play a tone, we're going to check, did they press the button? And if they didn't, we're going to say we missed. And then we're going to reset our state. So we're going to set our did press to be false, and we're going to set the time where the next beat is going to happen. So that's the current time plus whatever we're resting for. So we're resting for half a beat. Now, inside of our on A button pressed, we're going to check our did press thing. And this is to make sure that you can only press it once per beat. And we're going to set did press to be true. And now we're going to see how different we are from this time since start and the next beat time. So by taking this and doing a subtract, we can see how close we are to the time that we should be getting. So you can see that, like, I could say, like, the way that this is looking, if I take the absolute value of this, and I'm going to do an if statement. And a common thing in these types of games is what you want to do is you want to figure out like some good thresholds. So we're going to say if less than 200, we're going to say okay. If less than 100, we're going to say great. If less than, let's say, 50, we're going to say perfect. And then otherwise, we're going to say oof. So let's see how I do. I'm not listening. Wait, yeah, let me turn the sound back on.
Should the if be in the other order?
Yes, it should. Whoops. I knew I was doing it wrong. All right, so I got to swap these around because it's always going to be less than 200 if it's going to hit these other cases. So thank you, Vivian. Gold star.
Yes. I was going to ask.
There you go. So there you go. You got a basic rhythm game going now.
Will you share this code?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
And you might want to mess it around with a bit. Like you might want to make this timing a little bit better. You probably want to have more than a single note, and stuff like that. And you can also probably do some stuff to clean it up a bit. But this is the basic idea. So yeah, let me go ahead and share this right now. Every time I spell rhythm, I'm like, that doesn't look right.
It is only fake vowels. Okay, cool. And finally, wait, ready for the next question?
Yeah, let me get rid of this first so that we're not listening to this the whole time.
Okay. The last question is, where is the horticulture game? Is it done? I thought it was something you would pull out every so often.
Every so often could still be in the future.
It got so big and I got less excited about working on it, is the thing.
What state did we leave it in?
I don't remember, but I think it was pretty buggy. It was like, yeah, Maybe if there's a lot of demand, maybe I'll dust it off at some point. But I liked working on Mouse Adventure much more. In fact, I would go back to Mouse Adventure if maybe I will one of these days because I want to do like level design and stuff for it. But yeah.
I think that happens a lot is we're building a game, and then the game, like you run into bugs or like it gets difficult, and then we like don't want to finish the game, but the thing you learned while doing it makes the next one, like Mouse Adventure is sort of built on top of horticulture game things, maybe.
Yeah. No, I think for sure. There's a lot of stuff we learn every time we do one of these big games, and then I think the next big game is better.
Yeah. like Sucromon, right? Sucromon took forever and was like, okay. And then we did a bunch of extensions and like learned things about how to do games like Sucromon, and then future games benefits.
And extensions is a big part of it. I make so many changes to extensions after we do big games. I think we could probably do Sucromon in like 2 streams now.
We did Pangolin. Well,
so that was different.
Yeah, but it was a lot like the first 2 streams of Sucromon was just all like setting up the stuff that we did in like, you know, the first half of the first stream in Pangolin or whatever, right?
Yeah. I think Master of Simple Machines is probably a good one.
Yeah. That was the Sucromon family tree.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question from chat from some random guy. How do you apply, or how do I, not me, some random guy, apply to work at MakeCode? Do you like break into Bill Gates' house and ask him where the MakeCode department is, or do you bribe Joey with corgi pictures until he gives an application form? How?
Don't break into Bill Gates' house. That sounds like a bad idea. He's probably got a lot of security. Let's leave him be.
Yeah.
But otherwise, maybe ask that on the forum, and then we can have the person who actually has the info for that reply. Our manager, Abhijit, who has been on stream before, but
but I feel like
recently.
In general, like if you were like trawling through the mic, or like it's not just the MakeCode team, it's like through Microsoft, right? So if you're trawling through the Microsoft job board, you know, you might see one for the MakeCode team. Maybe set up like an alert for like, yes, you know, email alert. But
yep.
Do you guys?
But otherwise, I don't think there's much we can say publicly about that. But if you ask on the forum, we can have our person who knows all the rules answer it.
Do you want to?
I also replied saying that they can contribute with the open source. GitHub is always there. You can always start there and help us out and file
That
issues,
is true.
and more importantly, file PRs and help us out on that side.
That's true.
Yep.
Also,
We'll do our best, but sometimes we can't take all contributions.
Also, depending on your age, if you are like a child, don't tell me if you're a child. But we also have this new program called MakeCode Insiders, which, you know, we're partnering with the youths to like be the insight, like, you know, Windows insiders, but, you know, MakeCode. Wait, Shan, do you know more about it?
I don't. I was just going to say, do we have like links or anything to that?
MakeCode.
I think maybe it's not.
Is it out yet? I don't.
Yeah,
they
there's a
haven't-
TikTok.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think
Well,
so.
then go to the TikTok.
Somebody find the TikTok and link it in chat. But yeah, you know, with insiders, you'll like look at the new features, tell us what you think, tell us if it's good or bad, and you know, it's basically like working on the MakeCode team. So,
Share the link on the chat.
nice.
Ooh, nice.
Do you guys want to talk about how we joined the MakeCode team, or not interesting?
I joined the MakeCode team in the beginning, so I've been here for a while. But when they were making the team, they were the project I was working on was kind of wrapping up, and so they were like, "Hey, you know about programming language stuff? Does this sound interesting to you?" And I was like, "Oh, heck yeah, it does." And so I've been on the team for like, I don't know, like 5 years now or something.
Yes. I get. At UW, I was after I had learned to code the second quarter, I started TA and teaching classes, and I became the head TA for one of the last classes, and the professor there worked at Microsoft, so they hooked me up with a contract position. So it's like not a full position, just like hourly wage thing, and I just like sat around with that for 2 years, like getting that renewed all the time because I guess they kept me around for some reason. And eventually the spot opened up and they shuffled me in there.
Very quickly. We were like, the spot opened up and we were like, oh my God, this is finally Joey. Join us.
I can say how I joined. I joined Microsoft in 2018, but not on the MakeCode team. And so like I was working in Surface before this, so like, you know, the Surface laptops, I was doing that. But then I saw an email for the MakeCode team sent out by Jacqueline saying like, oh, we're hiring and we do like education things. And I did a lot of education things when I was back at school. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I had an interview. Shannon interviewed me, put me through the ringer. But then, you know, I defeated her question and here I am today. That's how I joined.
Vivian defeated my question very quickly.
No, Shannon's I don't want to spoil the secret of what Shannon's question was, but I was super scared because I was first interviewed by Pelly, who like I feel like was building the tension for like a hard question, you know, and because he just asked me like, you know, made sure I was who I was. I've done things in blocks before, and I was like, where is this question gonna be? Did not ask one, and then Shannon was like, here's the question. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't deal with this. It was terrifying. Really, mind games these people play with you when you interview for the MakeCode team.
That's not true at all.
It's not true.
I just want to say Daniel posted a great link for the Insiders program, which is arcade.makecode.com/insiders. But you do, I think, have to live in the US to be in the program, unfortunately. But you know, if you're in the US, we would love to have you. Joining the MakeCode team. I was at Microsoft for about a year, and I saw the position on the Microsoft Careers website, and I applied. In like undergrad and college and stuff, I'd done some things with a blocks-based learning platform called StarLogo. So it's very much in the similar space. So I was interested in the area and happened to see that MakeCode had a position.
Yep, and we know one of the people who created StarLogo, who is like an advisor for our team. He's pretty cool.
And I joined exactly 4 months ago, or 4 weeks ago, sorry. So,
hey, Daniel, it's your 4-month anniversary and you didn't tell us?
No, it's my 4-week anniversary. But more importantly, I just realized right now that it's my 6-year anniversary at Microsoft.
Today?
Ooh, nice.
Well, on it was on Tuesday. I think August 3rd, 2015. That's when
my 6-year Windows. Yeah, my 6-year anniversary is actually in 4 days. So nice.
Ooh. That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I recently joined MakeCode, and yeah, mine was fairly different. I guess there's a career mobility thing going on now in our division, which kind of just moves you around, and they're working a lot with retention, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, I've been interested in MakeCode for quite a while, and I kind of kept an eye out for the past 10 months, and then finally something opened up and something happened, and everything got shuffled ultra quickly. I got a call saying like, hey, you want to join? And the next day I was talking with Abhijay and I was joining the team. So it was like a 24-hour or 12-hour actually turnaround, and I kind of did it.
That's crazy.
I guess there's one good thing to note there is if you want to work at MakeCode, there's also other jobs at Microsoft. 4 to 5 people here were already employees at Microsoft who just shuffled over.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yep. Okay, next.
And like half employee. Contracted like half, like not half employee, but like in the workspace already.
Yeah, but you went from not working for anything on Microsoft to working on MakeCode at Microsoft, you know?
Yeah. It's different that way.
Nice. Okay, another question from the forums from Local Momo is that little light thing used in the mouse Hamlet game. Can you put it on tiles?
Put it on tiles. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
So I think they're talking about the lantern extension that we use for the spotlight. Maybe attach it to a tile instead of a sprite.
Hmm. Yeah, so you can, I think you can do that. First though, let me show off Hamlet, one of our great masterpieces. So the easiest way to do that, I think, is to just create a transparent sprite and just place it somewhere. I think you can place it, right? Or is it just like, oh no, you can't. Oh nope, I'm sorry.
I thought
Maybe I
it
should.
was start lantern effect. I thought the parameter on that last one was placing on a sprite. Is that not it? I thought the
Oh,
whole
maybe
there
it
was
is.
a sprite.
All right, here we're going to. Oh my gosh, I have no idea what the name where this extension.
Quarter?
Oh my gosh, can someone else guess?
Quarter?
I really don't want to do a quarter for this.
Do you want me to tell you the name? I'll bail you out.
Yes, please.
It's Felix to /pxt dash.
No, no, no. That's not it.
No?
Yeah, I made it.
Oh.
Okay,
I think
here
it is Rick Knoll /PXT Lantern. Is that not?
Rick, Richard, if it's your extension, I'm not helping you.
Yeah, no. There's no reason to help me. I did make this extension, and then Felix took it and made his own version. Okay, so we got this lantern effect. I'm going to go ahead and create a sprite. We're going to make it our favorite, the duck. Duck.
Goose. Sorry.
And we're going to, I think, go ahead and start the lantern effect on our sprite. And we're going to do a move my sprite with buttons and see if it moves around. Yay. Okay, well, it doesn't really work when everything is blackness. So we're going to go into here. We're going to set a tile map, and we're going to just make it all grass. Cool. Okay, so we got this moving around. You can see that there are some off by 1 errors in this extension because I have not edited it in a really long time. I should probably fix that. So what you can do to make sure that it shows up at the right place is instead of doing a duck, I'm just going to change this to be a transparent sprite. So let's just do 1 by 1, or actually 2 by 2. It's going to work better. We're going to take this 2 by 2 sprite, and we're going to go into scene. We're going to do a place on top of location. Let's get rid of this move. And we're going to set it to whatever tile we want. So let's do like, I don't know, 5, 6. And there you go. Simple as that. If you wanted to set it to like a tile that has a specific image, then you can just, like we normally do a get the list of all tiles of that type, and then put it there. But with my extension, you can only have 1 at a time. So just be aware of that. Felix Sues, you can have more than 1 at a time, but it makes your game very, very slow because this is kind of intensive right now. I should probably rewrite this extension at some point to be faster. I'll put that on my to-do list, my very long to-do list.
I feel like help desk just makes everybody's to-do list longer. The people have spoken. Okay, cool. Next question. Wait, sorry, I scrolled too far down. Next question is, do you have to approve your own forum posts? From Thomas S.
Nope. We're special.
We have elevated permissions. The moderators generally do. So those just go through.
And then 2 is, what's your favorite game making platform other than MakeCode? Anybody feel free to answer.
Interesting. I haven't actually used a ton. Shannon, you use some, right?
I use some. I've done some stuff in Bitsy, which
I was gonna say Bitsy too.
Yeah. Which I enjoyed. They're all like sort of MakeCode flavored. But I haven't used any of the like the big hitters, like Unity. Well, I've used Unity. And it was like fine. Not like extensively,
Yeah. It's too bad Daryl's not here today. He's used Unity a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess how broadly are we counting? Like, do Dreams, Little Big Planet, Mario Maker count as game creations in this context?
I don't think Mario Maker does, but the other ones do for sure.
Okay. Played a little bit of those. Maybe a decent amount of Little Big Planet, but I was never good at it.
Daniel, have you done any game engine?
I did a little bit of Unity in college, but I can't remember anything else.
I swear
I've
this
also
is
used-
not. Oh.
No, you go ahead.
Like this is obviously we're biased. Obviously, I don't think there's anything out there that lets you stand up a game as quickly as MakeCode Arcade. It's just like it's just a lot easier in arcade. Anyways.
I've also used.
Go ahead.
I've also used GB Studio, which is fun, but it's pretty limited. RPG Maker a little bit, and what's the other one? Phaser, which is a JavaScript one, which I don't like using that much. Oh, and I've used XNA, which is extremely low level and really tough to do stuff in. It's the opposite of arcade.
Oh, one I did play around with when I was like in middle school, but I didn't know how to program anything, so it's just drag and drop and like follow tutorials to the exact letter or download example games. Was Game Maker, Game Maker Studio, I guess. I think it got renamed at some point too, because it got like bought, and then I just completely lost track of it. So.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it in a while. It must have been renamed or something because it was very popular for a while. There were a lot of indie games that were made in Game Maker. Another popular one is Go, but I haven't used it personally. Sorry, Godot. They actually mispronounce it on purpose.
Oh, they did rename it Game Maker Studio 2.
Oh, yeah.
We should try that.
Cool. Okay, so we have another question, set of questions from Omnis Imperium. First is, what's a game/game idea you wish to create on stream but would be too time-consuming or hard?
I think we mentioned the other day that like a true like roguelike with like randomly generated stats sort of thing, or like an actual inventory in that sense, would be potentially a lot to get it any sort of fun. But it would be like, it's my favorite genre, so it's disappointing.
This ties into the second question, which is, what's your favorite game genre to play, and what's your favorite game genre to code and create? So.
Okay, so favorite game genre to play. You could ask me any day of the week, and I would probably have a different answer for you. And there's so many games also that I absolutely love that don't fit into a genre, like Katamari.
That's its own genre. I think that
it is like its own genre. It's like pick up things, and it's like But I think my favorite, I think I probably right now would go with roguelikes like Joey does, because there's been quite a few really good ones recently, like Hades and other ones that I put a lot of time into. And then the most fun to code, I really like doing the top-down games. They're fun. They're easy to code. You can do a lot of interesting stuff in them. You can do story stuff, just walking around, Zelda type things.
I feel like my favorite game to make on stream is when Shannon does gacha games, because then we can just make art.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Gacha games are so much fun.
Yeah. And the thing I really want to make, it's a game that I want to make, but not on stream because it would be too time consuming. I want to do like a 3D renderer modeling thing. I just feel like it'd be fun to build it from the ground up. And I started with it. Okay, I was going to make this teapot, I had a whole file with the teapot coordinates and stuff. I was doing the stupid transformations with like the camera and the model and the whatever. But then I was like, okay, teapot, too hard. What am I going to start with? A dot. And I'm going to put it in the center. So what does it look like? It just looks like one dot in the center of the screen. But it wasn't in the center of the screen, so that's progress. That's what I would really want to do.
And what's your favorite kind of game to play? Oh, sorry. Joey?
Beautiful ones. Ones that look nice.
Beautiful ones.
Joey, you sounded disappointed.
I
I'm
mean-
like, what? You like playing ugly?
No.
That's good.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can cover up a lot of game stuff by making your game just extremely pretty, and I will love it.
Shannon, Dan, do you wanna answer either of the two questions?
Sure. Wait, did Joey answer?
Joey said
Yeah, I
roguelike.
mean, they based the questions off mine, right? Roguelikes would be. Oh, I didn't say what my favorite to create would be. I think roguelikes would be my favorite to create. I just haven't ever spent the time to do it.
Yeah, they're hard because I feel like the type of game that I would really like to create is one that requires a lot of balancing, because those are the games that I like quite a bit, and they're hard to do in a stream context. You know, they like require planning off stream, and we don't plan, guys.
Maybe we could take one of the gotcha games and turn it into a roguelike, though.
Mm.
Okay, so my favorite type of game to create is I like anything that's like I like procedural art things, which is not necessarily a game, but I like when you use math to make a picture or to like string a bunch of words together and it spits out something like fun. So that's my vibe. A thing that I would like to create in arcade, but don't think would be like fun for stream, is I would love to make like a really like feel good platformer, like one that has like a bunch of different like platformer mechanics, so like wall jumps and like I think we've like, you know, sort of touched on this briefly across a bunch of different streams, but like spend a lot of time making one that's just really really fun to play. But
Like
I think
Celeste.
it would, like Celeste, exactly like Celeste. And I think it would be a lot of like messing with numbers and like, I don't know, stuff that wouldn't necessarily be interesting on stream. I also think it would be hard.
There's a lot that they do to make a platformer feel good. Like there's like the little what's it, coyote time, where you run off a cliff and they give you an extra like 4 frames so that you can still jump, because
Yeah.
it feels bad to just fall.
Yeah,
It would
The
be
corner-
if we were
saw that.
if we were to ever do a series on an extension, I would want it to be a really good platformer extension. Sorry, Shannon, I was.
Oh no. That's an idea. I don't know. I think it would be useful.
Yeah.
But I don't know if stream is the place to do it, you know? Like if we want to make a nice extension that is useful for people, maybe not live and on air. And my favorite type of game to play is also beautiful ones, but only in low poly.
Shannon very much has an aesthetic that she likes, and it's get rid of those polygons, please.
Who needs all the polygons? Oh. Okay, Daniel.
So for making games, I like the simple ones. Like I'm just starting out, so right now I think it's, for me, making games like just recreating, and I'm not super creative, so just recreating things that are classics, like making Snake or whatever, like very simple games, Pong type of things. I kind of enjoy that a lot. Just I feel like overall, just creating anything, like seeing a finished product is what I like. So being able to do something simple and quick and getting that quick satisfaction. But I think as I get more familiar with things and as I join more streams, like I'm starting to see how much more powerful it is. So I don't know, starting to get some ideas there. And yeah, but as far as playing, I enjoy playing all the games whenever we finish a stream and just going on my own and doing whatever it is that we've done. So yeah, so I guess it's a cheeky answer, but everything? Question mark?
Yeah, no, I think, Daniel, if you look at the games we were doing when we first started stream, and you look at the games we're doing now, we have learned so much about how to write games in arcade over this period that they're so much more complicated and have stuff going on now.
Yeah.
And we still have more questions, but we're at time. So those questions are going to have to wait until the next help desk. So wait with bated breath. And thanks everybody for joining help desk. Wait, Richard, did you want to do the outro?
No, I think that was a perfect outro.
Okay.
Thank you for joining. It's the MakeCode help desk, helping folks with their problems. MakeCode help desk was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Hassan cameo. Hassan's
Aha.
shoulder in the stream.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you in the scene.
Hello.
You gotta give your outro.
Joey's
Well, Dane
disappeared.
has to first.
Hey, I'm Hassan. Hassan on the MakeCode forum.
Wait, do you...
I guess I skipped myself. I'm Daniel. I'm Daniel. I'm on the MakeCode forums.
I'm Joey at JWonder on the MakeCode forums.
I'm Shannon. I should count on the MakeCode forums.
And I'm Vivian. I live cheerful on the MakeCode forums.
And one quick note, we're going to start doing these help desk things more regularly. So we want to do them like once a month, and we're going to come up with some sort of schedule, like the third Friday of every month or something. So we'll post more info about that on the forum later, but look forward to it.
And we'll see you guys on Monday.